What's up, everyone? All right, so what we're going to be doing is taking a look at your nutrition to really make sure everything is on point with how you're going to go about this process. Now, nutrition is a super duper important process in terms of really getting the game changing for you, tactics and so forth. I don't really care what anyone really says in terms of what they think it takes to take it to the next level. I'm guaranteeing you it's, yes, the workout program. The workout program has to be done properly. You just can't go in there and start doing 3 days of arms in a week. That's not going to work. But on the flip side, the other 70% of this battle is what you're putting into your mouth. Okay, so we're going to be taking a hardcore look on what I'm going to want you guys to do, and I'm going to break this down in as a simple process as you guys can comprehend it. Okay, I do not want you guys to go nuts on this and stress about it and so forth, but on the flip side, you do got to take this very seriously. Okay, if you do not take your nutrition seriously, I can guarantee you 99% of the time you will not see results. Okay, it's very rare that you're going to see guys who can have Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, Wendy, whatever fast food they want, and get that ripped superhero body they want. It's very rare. Out of maybe 10,000 guys, you'll see like 10. Okay, so let's kind of be the other 9,990 people. All right, let's work smart here. Okay, so nutrition protocol. All right, the protocol is we're really designed to build this out into different phases. Okay, and we'll be going over that in a little bit on what I'm going to want you guys to do and how you're going to go do it and so forth. So right now, what we do need to do is get a little knowledge underneath our belts, right? Because if you really don't know what you're doing with your macronutrients are protein, carbs, and fats. Okay, then you have your micronutrients, your the vitamin A, B, C, D, E, K, and so forth. And so and then you have minerals and so forth, herbs. But I really just want you guys to focus on your macros: 1, 2, 3, protein, carbs, fat. Okay, in that importance right there as well. Okay, and that's how we're going to do this. Okay, from most important to, I don't want to call it least important, but definitely something you don't have to stress as much. Okay, and this really shouldn't even be that stressful of a process. All right, so let's do one thing at a time here. Your protein. Okay, and like I said, before we divulge into all of them, we have to know what we're doing. So for protein, this is literally your alpha. This is the alpha, the omega macronutrient of the 3 macronutrients we're going to go over. Okay. Now, it is important to understand on how we even get to the macronutrient protein. Okay, it's built up by these branched chain amino acids. All right, and essential amino acids. Okay, the branched chain amino acids. Essentially, if you've ever seen that at GNC or Vitamin Shop, you've seen it abbreviated as BCAAs. Okay, you could literally go on Amazon.com right now, right, which is where I suggest that's where you go to get your supplements. If you get nervous in terms of going into a store and having some salesman kind of hackle you and so forth, Amazon's great. You have all supplements at the fingertips. You'll see it known as BCAAs. Okay, boom. And those are the real big ones you're going to want during your workout. Okay, then you have your essential amino acids. That's where your body is going to naturally create these amino acids. Those are the ones we don't have to stress about because your body's already doing it for you. So anytime you see amino acids outside of, and you'll see it right here, leucine, isoleucine, and valine, if you see any other amino acid like that on a shelf at a store or something, don't stress on buying it. You're literally wasting your money, okay? So, why is that important? It's because those are the supplements that are going to be the ones that get you on point, all right? It's not energy. So if anyone ever says, hey, get your BCAAs for energy, that's false. The amino acids cannot provide enough energy for you to sustain, while you're working out and so forth. So, if you ever see that, like, it's false, okay? All right, so let's progress from there. Protein, this is where we're going to rebuild your muscles that you're tearing away. Now, some of you guys, I know for a fact that you're sitting here saying, I already know that protein's here to build up my broken muscles. But like I said, when you understand the macronutrient protein, to the extent that a master coach can, and a sport nutritionist, you're going to really appreciate it a lot more than you just going to get a protein shake and calling it a day. Okay, this is going to really keep you conscious from the second you wake up to the second you go to bed, and even while you're sleeping as well. It's going to really, it's important to know this because it's going to help change your mindset. All right, so this is where we're rebuilding your muscle and so forth. This is where you're going to require that intake post-workout. Otherwise, you're going to be going backwards, especially if you don't get enough throughout the day. Okay, a lot of guys and girls, they don't see the results they're looking for because they lack the protein in their diet, amongst other things for sure. But if we had to give it a percentage, I would say a lot of people are lacking results because of 35% of protein. So what that means is like, hey, if we have an issue here, 35% of the issues you're having is solely based on this. If someone were to really adjust their protein intake with high quality foods and get the nutrients they need from protein for their body type, I guarantee you we're already 35% of the way there. Okay? If we were to fix their carbs and fats, we're already 60% of the way there, 60 to 70%. And now at this point, we just have to work out. Okay? So that's why this is super important. By the time you're done listening to this and reading this, and you actually integrate this into your lifestyle, we're going to already have taken care of 60 to 70% of your, your 0 to hero program change. Okay? We're already almost done. We just literally have to now go implement. So pretty simple stuff. All right. And we're going into why it's so important. So I want you guys to get your bodies to a calorie burning machines. All right. Now it is going to take a little bit, but and it's going to take some sweat, tears, and a little muscle soreness, but we'll get you there. All right. This is where we're going to really break you down to build you back up the right way. All right. So that's why, like I said, it's important to know what you're doing because while you go through this process, knowledge of what we're doing with your calories is going to really keep your mindset at 110% movement. Okay, so if you ever get down and out and so forth, knowing that this works based on pure science and so forth, and it's worked hands-on with hundreds of guys that I've worked with in the past, like this is why it's good to know this stuff. Okay, all my clients who've seen major success understand this. Okay, and they've never even had it outlined the way you're getting it right now. They would just spend hours and hours with me in person. You're getting this black and white. If you ever need a reference, here it is. Okay, so the calories are even coming from your macronutrients, and like I said, we're going over protein first. Okay, now the calorie amount that you're going to get from protein is 4 calories per 1 gram of protein. Okay, so you're getting 4 calories for every 1 gram of protein. Super important to know, okay, right here. All right, because that's where you're saying, okay, when I look at a nutrition fact label, and I said it says total calories, obviously you have 3 macronutrients, so you got to kind of do a little more math than just using protein as the main one. But on the flip side, if something says there's 200 calories total in this drink, or whatever it is, okay, protein drink, out of all that 200 calories, how much comes from protein? Okay, simple. If it says there's 20 grams of protein and there's 4 calories, so you do 20 times 4, okay, boom, there's your answer. Now, where are the other calories coming from? We'll get into that, but at least you got your protein. Okay, and like I said, if you can really master your protein, okay, out of the 3 nutrients, you're honestly ahead of the game. Okay, you're getting that one step closer to really hitting your destination, okay, of success, getting that superhero body you want. So, all right, so we got this in mind. 4 calories per 1 gram of protein is another example. If something has 33 grams of protein, so we got a weird one in there. 33, not an even number. 33, what do? You do 33 grams times 4. I'm pretty bad at math, but whatever that number is, there's your answer. Okay, pretty simple. If you have 10 grams of protein, is the easiest one. 10 grams of protein, what do? You do 10 times 4 equals what? 40. All right, so there's 40 calories worth. All right, it's just good to know that there's not a lot of calories associated with protein. There you go. Okay, so and there's a little example and so forth and so on. Okay, and it's good to know when you're looking at labels, and this is for grocery shopping, not so much as you're eating the day. You should have already done this when you've done your grocery shopping and you have already have your grocery shopping list. You should have printed that out by now and went shopping over the weekend or whenever you're off. Labels might be off by 5 calories here and there. Don't stress it. Again, you just need to really just make sure your grams are on point. We don't need to do calorie counting here and there. Like I said, it's just good to know and get a base understanding of what the amount of food is going to look like. And you're going to be pretty excited with how this nutrition protocol is going to be for you in the Zero to Hero project, because I'm going to allow you guys to eat. I don't want you to shy away. All right, in terms of protein. Okay, so how are we going to now calculate how much protein we need? Okay, so even though we're not calorie counting, all right, like strict bodybuilders, again, very important to know, what we're dealing with here. It's very important, all right? So what we're going to do is get your body weight in kilograms, though. Okay, so real simple. What you're going to do is take the math. So if you were to take your body weight, all right, so go on, you should have gotten your weight by now on the scale, all right, in the morning, no food, went to the bathroom, pissed, shit, everything, whatever you got to do, okay? And there's your weight on the scale. So you take your weight. Let's say you weighed 150 pounds. You're going to divide that by 2.2. All right, whatever that answer is on your calculator. I know if I used 150 pounds divided by 2.2, it gives me 68. Okay, there's your answer. You're 68 kilograms. If you weighed 200 pounds divided by 2.2, you're 90 kilograms. I mean, I can't. You got to do the math yourself real quick on your phone. Boom. Here's your formulas. All right, I highly suggest you either print this out, save it somewhere. It's on this education platform, so this is pretty quick access. You can leave it like this, like an open PDF. All right, but here's how we're going to start it. Your first week of workout. So you're getting your workout like you are starting Monday and or Tuesday based on your schedule, and off to the races we go. Okay, boom. How much protein should I be having that week? Okay, so we're going to do your weight in kilograms. So again, I'm using the 150-pound guy. So 150 divided by 2.2, 68 kilograms. So 68 kilograms times 2. Why 2? Because I said so. Okay, so that answer, if I'm using the 68-kilogram gentleman, also known as the 150-pound gentleman, they would require 135 grams of protein. Now, you're going to see that, when should I eat? Eat only between wake-up time to 4 hours after waking up. So if you wake up at 6 a.m., okay, you can only eat up until 10 a.m. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time. If you wake up at 6 a.m., okay, you finish eating at 10 a.m. The next window of opportunity to consume food is the last 4 hours until bedtime. So if you go to bed at 10 p.m., okay, you can start eating food at 6 p.m. All right, so we're going to do this one more time. If you wake up at 6 a.m., you finish eating at 10 a.m. The next time you can eat is 6 p.m. Okay? Now, you're going to be wondering lunchtime, this, that, well, what happens on my lunch break? What if I'm starving? Okay? This is your first week. It's literally 1 week of this. Okay? Of the slightly lower calories. Okay? The reason why is because we really have to break you guys down. Okay? If we just start pummeling you with calories, okay, that's known as the fast food get big diet, okay, which is also known as BS. That's the diet where you're going to gain weight. Yeah, I gained weight. Yeah, I'm getting slightly stronger. Yeah, well, you're getting stronger because you're lifting weights. Anyone will. But on the flip side, you've also given yourself a beer belly on top of what you currently already have on your stomach area. So we really got to break down the fat, but we're also going to get that protein into your body. At the end of the day, studies have shown if when you wake up all the way till bedtime, okay, you consume the calories you need to consume, okay, you're golden. Your body will do all the healing while you're sleeping. All right, so we're gonna be doing this little protocol for a little bit. All right, at least up to the halfway point. Now, starting week 3, so now you have 2 weeks under your belt. Week 1 was pretty tough. Week 2, you're getting used to it. Boom. Week 3, we're going to change your metabolism right up all over again. What I want you to do is take your kilograms. Now, your kilograms might be different. When you started here, okay, I'm going to use a 150-pound gentleman again. All right, that means if you're 150 pounds, do the math, 68 kilograms. Let's just say I am 150 pounds. All right, just for easy name recognition. Say I started this challenge at 150 pounds, but now I weigh 145 because I lost baby fat. I'm going to call it baby fat. That's that fat where you're either not working out or you're on and off with your routine, so your body's just kind of stationary in some crappy form, hence why we're here. Now I lost 5 pounds of pure, unadulterated fat tissue on my body. So I'm 145. Doesn't mean I'm losing bad weight. I lost baby fat. So now I'm 145 pounds. Divide that by 2.2 to get my kilograms. So now I'm 65 kilograms. So before I was 68, now I'm 65. Now I want to do 65 times. Here's my new math formula, 2.2. Okay. Now I'm 145 grams of protein. Over here, my math told me I only need 135. Over here, it's telling me I need 145. Do not just go add 10 grams because of that example. Some guys might go from let's say, for me, for example, let's say I'm starting this challenge and I had that skinny fat where I might have lost a pound or 2, but after 2 weeks of the workout program, so now this is where the workout comes into play. So now I gained 5 pounds. Right? So now I'm 70 kilograms times 2.2. So over here on that example, I would have had to add 20 grams of protein. Now I'm 155, which means what? You're eating more food, which means what? You're becoming the man you want to become. We're really feeding that machine. This is why it's so important to really know all this stuff. Okay, and up here as well, very important. Okay, we're still going to be eating at that wake-up window to sleep time. Okay, the best way to get added calories all around and all nutrients is just increasing the amount of each food needed to hit the goals. So for example, let's say you were eating in the morning over here, 2 egg whites with 1 real egg, so that's 3 eggs total. Okay, now literally don't stress, don't panic. Okay, now have 3 to 4 egg whites with 1 to 2 real eggs. It's simple and it's effective. I know when I have to manipulate my protein intake, I don't start going crazy. I don't start changing shopping lists. I don't start doing that. All these new ads on the internet telling you, now that it's time to change your calories, we're going to flip-flop your entire shopping list. Like, why would you do that? We're literally in the learning process of getting you from 0 to hero. So what you want to do is keep it simple, keep it effective, and keep it powerful. Especially with this, actually, specifically with that example right there, using eggs as an example. Eggs is one of the top 5 proteins in the world. I don't care if you're vegan, vegetarian, like you can't deny it. That food right there has all the BCAAs, amino acids, protein, everything. And I'm very, very big on egg whites, okay, because you're getting all the protein and not all the fat. I think you should have, let's say, use this example, 4 egg whites with 2 real eggs. How many eggs is that? 4 plus 2. There you go, 6. That's 6 eggs. That's a lot. Right? And I'm all for it. I love that. That's really good, especially on these windows. Okay, that's where you're having 6 eggs in the morning. Oh my gosh! But on the flip side, only have 2 real ones. The cholesterol in the eggs is good. Okay, the fat is good, but each egg has 5 to 6 grams of fat. Okay, so that's already 10 to 12 grams of fat, and you haven't even gotten out the front door of your house yet. That's too much fat in terms if you were to do that 6 times over. So that would be 60 grams of fat for breakfast if you made it all 6 real eggs. I don't care if you're trying to add muscle, like pure muscle, and you have no fat in your body. It doesn't matter. Too much fat. All right, you're going to run into other health issues such as high blood pressure and heart disease and so forth, especially as men. Even though you might be in your 20s and 30s and so forth, doesn't matter. You blink and next thing you know you have a heart issue. So don't do that. Yeah. All right. So now we're going into week 5. Now you can eat every 2 to 3 hours. This is now when you have lunch break at work, go have lunch. Okay. Again, check out your formulas and so forth and so on. This is where we have weigh-ins. So you'll have weigh-ins at week 1, obviously because we're starting week 3, week 5, week 9, and then we'll kind of, as we get into here, and for those who survive this program and are really pushing through, we'll take care of that when you get there. So as you get towards the end of the second half, all right, because the first half is 5 to 6 weeks. All right. Like I said, it is very important that you know these numbers. Okay, very, very important. You know, because you will really get a appreciation for what's going on. So all this, as I sloppily circle this, but super, super important. You want to make sure you understand the numbers, because when you understand the science and so forth, you're really going to start to see that you're changing big time. If you're under your day by 10 grams, don't panic. If you're under your day by 50 to 60 grams, I mean, again, like the word panic is not a vocab word you should really be installing in your brain, but you might want to take a look at that, especially if you're doing it day after day. Like, you really need to make sure you're not doing that consistently. Okay. So, list of acceptable proteins: chicken, beef, fish. Boom. Okay. I have chicken 3 to 5 times a week, 1 to 2, 1 to 2, like pretty standard stuff here. Okay. When it comes to the protein, we are going to want to measure your food. Okay. In terms, like, use your hand. You know, especially if you want to gain lean muscle, as the more lean muscle you have, the more fat we're burning. 6 to 10 ounces of protein at a time. Okay, even if in the first 1 to 3 weeks, we are only having certain windows of opportunity to eat, maximize it at 10 ounces. Okay, so that's why eggs, chicken, beef, like all that stuff is like super important to have. And our body can only absorb 20 to 35 grams at a time anyway. So if you start having like 30-ounce prime ribs, I mean, you'll absorb some of it, but a lot of it you'll just poop right out. So it's a waste. All right, carbohydrates. This is the silver medal guy. Granted, this is the trickiest one. They can literally make and break a program if not done properly. This is the macronutrient that, if overconsumed, it's going to turn to sugar too quickly. It's going to spike your insulin, which is created by your pancreas. Okay, and it's going to cause a lot of extra fat deposits. Now, there are bajillions of articles on how to, you know, increase your testosterone through insulin management, nutrient timing. Like, it's a disaster. All right, so let's focus on this. Our main idea is to let you become a calorie burning machine, because we want to get you to eat whatever it is you want to eat. But on the flip side, we got to do it the right way, and we got to do it in a way where we're increasing your hormones naturally. Okay, specifically testosterone. Okay, specifically testosterone. So if we can increase your testosterone, the muscle is going to just literally fly onto your body. It's going to be kind of scary how fast you gain muscle if we do this the right way. If you do it wrong, you're going to get a beer belly. You do it right, you're going to grow faster than you've ever imagined. All right, so pretty cool stuff. All right, and this is why this is pretty important. This, even though it's the silver winner on the macronutrients for me, it's because it's either a make or break. Here, there's a lot of protein, there's a lot of manipulation going on. Carbohydrates, it's either you do it or you don't. Pretty simple. And then we'll get to fats in a little bit. All right, so starting week 1, again, we're going to repeat this. Eat only between wake-up time and bedtime, the 4-hour part. Starting week 3, we're repeating it. Best way to add the calories and so forth. I'm using the egg example again. If we're doing, in terms of instead of eggs, because eggs aren't carbs, but if you can do 1 slice of toast, okay, and then in week 3 we're increasing it, increasing your carbs, go to 2 slices. Use a little brain power on this. For oatmeal packets, I know I get the little packets that you can microwave in your bowl. for breakfast, and I know they have 25 to 30 grams of carbs, like right there, and it's got great fiber. I believe it's got 7 grams of fiber in the Quaker Oats packets that you can microwave. So anything over 5 grams of fiber is effective, and it's going to come out of you and clean your body out and get rid of that fat. So week 5, again, same thing as protein. Now we're going to 2 to 3 hours. So as you can tell, there's a pattern here. We're not making this rocket science. I know protein might have been a little intimidating at first, but as you can see, carbs, we're getting very similar now. So it's like, oh, okay, so as long as I do this throughout the program, I'm good to go? Yes. All right. Now, when I get to my carbs, I like to separate them from my proteins. And the reason being is that insulin can be tweaked here and there with, a little secret of mine. All right. And the secret is that studies in Europe have shown, okay, and now the studies are coming here in America little by little, that there's a better absorption rate, okay, in terms of your carbohydrates and protein. Your body fat's going to come down and your strength is going to triple. So how do you separate your carbs and your protein? All right, so pretty cool stuff. How you're going to go do that, okay, is, for example, let's say you're working out at night, okay, let's say because your window is 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Cool, awesome. Let's say you get out of work at 5 and you're going to the gym by 6:30. Cool, love it. On the way to the gym, you were to have some form of carbohydrate. I'm going to use the example of Belvita crackers, or 2 slices of toast, or some form of nutrient bar that's very high in carbs and low in protein. Whatever. I use Belvita crackers. You get them at Walmart, Target. Like, literally go to the front desk person and say, hey, where are your Belvita breakfast crackers? Boom, perfect carbs. Okay. Eat that on the way to the gym. When you get to the gym, okay, you're going to the locker room, changing, cool. Have your protein shake ready, because you're going to be drinking your protein shake during the workout. All right, so we're going to do this again. Ready? Have your carbs before your workout, like just pure carbs. And then during your workout, you're going to have just pure protein, like just the protein powder, your whey protein. All right, so pretty cool stuff. All right, now, your carbohydrates are calculated. Doesn't that look the exact same as protein? Boom, simple. 4 calories per 1 gram. All right, done. Let's move forward. Body weight, again, you should already have had your kilograms from before when we did protein. So at this point, you're really just plug and playing into little formulas. And I already did the formulas for you. So literally just write down the answers here and put them on your bedroom door. All right? All right, even though it says protein, just stick with the numbers are accurate, so don't worry about that. Your carbs for this week are your kilograms times 2.5 for week 1. So in protein, it was 2.0. For carbs, it's 2.5. So isn't that pretty cool? I'm allowing you guys to eat more carbs. So you can have some pasta. You can have, some peanut butter and jelly. You can have that cereal with milk. Okay, fat. Big on fat-free milk, not whole milk. Fat-free milk or 1%, because that fat, it's going to deposit way too fast for you guys. As we get into week 3, you start to see the numbers change. 2.7, week 5, 3.2, and then so forth and so on. Okay, here's a little example. Again, this is where you're going to really start to say, okay, this is what I'm going to go get. Here's a big one too, by the way. Oats from Muscle Feast. There is a 8-pound tub. 8-pound tub, and I believe it's for $30 from Muscle Feast. You go on Google.com, type in Muscle Feast supplements. I mean, this is super simple. Then you go to the search bar on their website and you type in grounded powder oats. I mean, literally, you could just copy and paste what I'm putting here. Muscle Feast supplements. You could type in Google, Muscle Feast grounded powder oats. Boom, done. Okay, and what you do is you put that into your smoothies, or when you get to week 5 and 6 and you're at lunch, you can mix it with milk. You can make this your breakfast. Oats with milk, chocolate syrup, and peanut butter. Shake it up. Boom. That's literally my favorite breakfast. All right, so pretty cool stuff. Fats. Okay, fats are the ones we're going to be a little flexible with. I know since we discussed protein and carbs, I was kind of stressing like, hey, don't have too much fat, don't have too much fat. Fat has been shown though to increase your testosterone. Okay, but these are healthy fats, and you got to have them at a very moderated amount. Okay, so let's use the example. Let's have an avocado. I mean, that's literally the first healthy food that people think of when you think healthy fats. What do you think of? Either nuts or avocado or olive oil. I mean, there's not many other healthy fats. There's fats that come in chicken and this and that. Those are fine, but I'm just talking like foods that are very high in it. Avocado, obviously. So when you have an entire avocado, you have, and we're going to use this formula. So pay close attention. 1 gram equals 9 calories now. So if you have an avocado, on average, they're all different shapes and sizes, but let's call it 60, because I've seen some big ones have 60 grams of fat. You do times 9. That's 540 calories. That is way too much fat. And second off, you guys shouldn't even be having more than 70 to 80 grams of fat a day. So let's use that example. Let's say I even max you out at 80 grams a day, okay? And you had 60. That means you only have 20 grams of space from, whenever you had that avocado till bedtime. Like, you do not have enough room, okay? So if you have an avocado or something, or olive oil or this or that, like, you got to space it out, and you got to be very cautious of how much you're using. So, for example, on an avocado, let's look at it real quick. I'm going to just bounce down here real quick, okay? Do not eat the whole thing. Have a fourth of it daily. All right, and this is over here on this bottom area. Okay, so have a fourth of it. You have a fourth of it. Now we're not so bad. Okay, this now it's 15 grams, and it's a healthy fat, so way more capable of doing that. All right, so if you do though have these sandwiches or something like that at a deli where you're like, I'm going to have grilled chicken on this sub or this hero hoagie, okay, and I'm going to do grilled chicken with lettuce, tomato, vinegar on it, so it's no like mayo or something. Like, I'm going to be healthy, and I'm going to have it on a hoagie with this and that and blah, 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 and whatever, okay? This is known as dirty bulking. Dirty bulking, okay, or also known as out-of-season bulking. This is where you're going to start seeing, like, people pounding down Pop-Tarts or pizza or this and that during their growth phase, okay? Now, I want to get you guys to a point where you're allowed to eat like this, okay? I want you guys, and I'm gonna repeat this twice. I want you guys to eat the foods that you want to eat. Okay, so I'm gonna do it one more time. I want you guys to eat the foods that you want to eat. But there also has to come a place in time where you have to do some self-sacrifice. Okay, and if you do not do any self-sacrifice, you will not see results. If you do not do self-sacrifice, you will not see results. I guarantee it. It's physically impossible for someone to change their bodies from 0 to hero and not break themselves down to build back up. It's physically impossible. Okay, you're going to have a lot of guys on the internet saying, they know that you're allowed to eat pizza and still look great. The thing is, they're not telling you they had to break themselves down in the past and they had to get themselves to a level. Because all they remember is what they're doing today. They don't remember to tell you what they had to do 2 years ago and break themselves down. Okay, so I want to get you to that point, but you got to do first 6 weeks pretty intense. Okay, after that, we're home free. All right, so now with the fats and so forth and everything else, now we're kind of bringing everything together. I'm not expecting you guys to eat broccoli, chicken, and sweet potatoes all day, which is a great meal. But okay, don't start going to fast food restaurants either to increase your calories fast, and either reason being is because the fat is way too high. Okay, fat is not the reason people gain weight or become obese. It's excessive bad carbohydrates. However, though, eating north of 80 grams of fat per day for you guys can catch up on you quicker than you realize. If you've ever noticed a person that is skinny fat, which is a person in a group of friends who can eat 10 buffalo wings and nothing happens, not even 1 extra pound on them, but they do kind of have a small belly gut. That's the excessive fat. And yes, too many carbohydrates with no activity and other reasons for sure. But that's a big one for them, a big reason, okay? For the fat, I do not want anyone calculating them or even having them on your mind. Although a good concept of understanding what foods are going to have without jumping yourself through the roof is a good starting point. What does all of that mean? It means, and I recommend this, you don't have to do this, but I recommend it if you want to really push yourself and get those results 110%, okay? I recommend for the first 21 days, you calorie count. Now, I'm not a big calorie counter. I truly believe that if you're off your calories by like 50, I think you're okay. Like, don't panic. I think if you're off by like 600, you missed an entire meal somewhere, or you had too much food. But it's a good idea to do it for a little bit. Why? You're teaching yourself. You're literally giving yourself that lifestyle change. Again, it's going to take self-sacrifice. Counting your calories to a degree in terms of portion control and getting a food scale, which you can get at Target for $15, a food scale, and then it's gonna tell you on the food scale when you buy it how to use it. Like, a 3-year-old could use it. But it's good to do that because you now know what food really looks like in terms of what it looks like in relevance to calories. When you do this for 21 days straight, because studies have shown it takes you 3 weeks or 21 days every single day to make it a habit. Okay, when you start to learn what it looks like, you're like, oh my gosh, like, no wonder I got nowhere, really fast. Like, no wonder I keep hitting plateaus. I just don't know. I just bust my ass in the gym for 2 hours and nothing happens. Okay, so it's just good to know, and that's where you're really going to see your success is when you self-educate yourself. You make self-sacrifices. So when you're measuring your food, you're self-sacrificing time. At first, it's going to take you a little bit, and then as you get used to it, you're like, all right, this takes me like 10 minutes. This is not hard. And then you can kind of feel it out. Like, you're getting used to if chicken is for you 10 grams is too much, and it looks like this, whatever it is, and you cut it in half, how much does it weigh? 5 grams. Boom. Like, this isn't, this is not hard. That's why I'm saying it takes 3 weeks to kind of get the kinks out. You've never done this before, and then you're good to go. All right, so now we're on the cooking process. Okay, I promise, guys, we're almost done here. Almost done. This is very important to know, though. All right. Now, during the prepping process, this will be the most vital part of transformation. Okay, without proper preparement, all right, and you can call it meal prep. You will 100% of the time not see success that you've hoped for. All right, there is nobody on this planet that can eat fast food, cheap meals at a deli, and whatnot, and get that superhero body they had hoped for. Like I said, we have to break you down and build you back up. Sure, you're going to gain the weight, but what type of weight did you gain? Did you gain baby fat weight, or did you gain that superhero body you've been looking for type of weight? Okay, so this is why it's super important that we master this. Okay, now meal prep sounds easy, but it does take a touch of experience to get the hang of it. So, because we do not want you cooking on Sundays for 8 hours straight. All right, if you're cooking on Sunday for 8 hours straight, you're doing something wrong. All right, so I guarantee you if you were to cook on Sunday, and I'm just using Sunday, that's a very common off day for everyone, and it's a day to kind of chill out and do nothing. I guarantee you, if you by lunchtime start cooking hardcore, the max 2.5 hours. I'm talking like we're really maxing it. All right, you're done. You're done for the whole week. So if you literally, again, self-sacrifice 2.5 hours, and this is really, we're really pushing it. Some guys are like, look, you just tell me to eat chicken, sweet potatoes, and broccoli. I'm fine. Cool. Like, I don't care. Then do what you gotta do. That might take you 45 minutes. Great. Then it took you only 45. Like, I'm really happy for you. Okay. The whole goal is to make it that you have all this food ready to go. And you don't have to stress about it, and you're not getting on Friday night pizza like 2 pies to yourself because you're like, oh, I don't know what to cook. No, you did it already on Sunday. So, and you'll also find that shopping at a wholesale store such as Costco or BJ's or something like that, it's way easier to use, and you can use anything they have there. You could freeze it. You know, it's all pretty cool stuff. So let's see here. First thing we want to do is you already know your protein and carbohydrate calculations before anything. So we want to make sure that we're always paying close attention to this, especially when the calories are changing. So like I said, on week 1, 3, 5, 9, and you know, we saw that above on the carbohydrates and protein. You want to pay attention to that. If your protein increases and on week 1 you started at 4 ounces, and on week 2 you have to increase, and week 5 you have to increase, don't start changing, you know, like, oh, should I go from chicken to beef? Like, no. You know, stick to the foods, but increase the size of it. Okay, so 4 ounces for me of chicken fits in my palm. But 7 ounces of chicken for me personally fits in my entire hand, from middle finger to my wrist. So again, things you want to pay attention to. Okay, eggs. These are your go-tos. Okay, best protein in the market. That's from a food. Always mix eggs and egg whites. Okay, you know, here's a good ratio to do. If you want to do more egg whites and less eggs, I highly recommend that. So we're going to do, if we do 10 eggs, okay, which is what I do, normally I do 7 egg whites and 3 eggs. But if you want to make it simple, you know, you do it like this. If you're doing 4 eggs, do 2 egg whites and 2 real eggs. You know, pretty non-rocket science type of stuff. So pretty easy. Okay, so bacon, this is where it's pretty cool. 1 to 2 slices per day if you want to. If you're consuming every day for taste and fun, then only 1 slice a day. If you're having bacon 3 times a week, then you're allowed to have 2 slices at breakfast. So pretty cool, right? We're having bacon, we're having fun. Like, just do it the right way and be diligent. You know, become a man. Take responsibility of yourself. All right. How you're going to want to prep your carbohydrates. All right, this is all here. It's going to tell you how to do them. You know, if I'm off on the time on sweet potato, like I say here, put at 45 minutes, 400, like, Google it. Do what you got to do. If you're feeling that maybe an hour at 400 degrees for your oven, because your oven's different than mine, tastes better for you, cool. Like, I'm not going to, you know, go crazy with that. So everything's here on the healthy fats. You got everything. So everything that you're going to need is right here below. This is going to be your go-to for all your nutrition protocols and so forth. So I'm really excited for you guys. If you have any questions, post it in the Facebook group. And good luck, guys.